ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यदाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता ह्य सर्वविद्यास्वरूपान्तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दशूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे मातृवत्सर्वभूतेषु प्रेमवात्सल्यविग्रहं राधारूपं प्रशान्तं च प्रेमानन्दं नमाम्यहम्। Dear devotees, today we are observing the auspicious birth anniversary or Janmatidhi of Swami Premananda Ji Maharaj, who is a direct monastic disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. It is a tradition to observe in Ramakrishna Math and Mission Centers the birthdays of monastic disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Premananda Ji Maharaj's pre-monastic name was Baburam. The biographer of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Sharadanand Ji, writes about Baburam. During Sri Ramakrishna's state of Mahabhava, an extraordinary ecstasy, except Baburam, nobody can touch him. Baburam Maharaj was pure to the very marrow of his bones. That was the Baburam Maharaj's greatness. He is a love incarnate. When we look at the incidents of his life, we will know how much love he is to pour out when it comes to dealing with devotees or training young monks or doing worship. While observing the birthdays of these great monks in Ramakrishna Math and Mission Centers, monks and devotees sing a song, Jaya Jaya Ramakrishna Bhuvana Mangalam. In that song, there is a line that is dedicated to Swami Premananda Ji. Jaya Premananda, Jaya Premamaya Kalevara. That means victory to Swami Premananda, whose body is love personified. Baburam Maharaj was born in the year 1861, 10th December, in the village of Antpur in West Bengal. His father was Tara Prasanna Ghosh and his mother was Matangini. As a child, Baburam Maharaj was brought up in a very sattvic atmosphere. Both his parents were very, very sattvic and very, very religious. And in their house, there was a tradition that none in the family was permitted to take food until the daily worship is over. And Baburam Maharaj came to this world with extraordinary good samskaras. As we know that these samskaras will play a very vital role in molding character of one's own life. Baburam Maharaj had lost his father in his childhood, but he was carefully brought up by his mother. He was very much devoted to her. In latter days, when he used to teach young men, he used to say how much he was devoted to his mother. Saying so, one's own mother is God incarnate. His elder sister, Krishna Bhavani, was a very virtuous lady, much elder than him, and she was married to Balram Bosu. Balram Bosu was an ardent devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. So we need to understand that the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna came to this world to help the mission of his Guru Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. They have a purpose. Interestingly, those who are born for a divine mission have some divine force guiding their life's course unnoticed. That is what we see in his early life. He was not at all interested in mundane matters, but his interest was on spiritual matters. When he started visiting Sri Ramakrishna regularly, his love for God went on increasing, while desire for worldly knowledge went on diminishing. Ishwarer Anurag, Vishayer Virag. After the meeting Sri Ramakrishna quite number of times, so he developed such a great eagerness to stay with Sri Ramakrishna permanently and serve him. And when he was staying with Sri Ramakrishna guided him in his spiritual life. Not only that, he molded Baburam's character. One day, after the midday meal, Sri Ramakrishna was washing his hand. On the road, a small girl was dancing and spinning a bunch of keys that was tied to the end of her sari. The moment Sri Ramakrishna saw that, he exclaimed, "Oh Baburam, just look! Mahamaya in exactly in the same manner ties up living beings to the end of her sari and causes them to spin around." In the Bhagavad Gita, we see that there is a slokam, Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. Baburam Maharaj, one day, on another day, he was sleeping in Sri Ramakrishna's room. When he woke up and saw that Sri Ramakrishna was facing back and forth, saying, "Oh mother, don't give me name and fame. I spit on it." As he uttered these words, literally he spat. Baburam Maharaj understood. Whole world is behind this honor, name and fame. But this man is dead against to it. In fact, these two incidents has created so much impact on his mind. To come out from the clutches of Mahamaya, Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudani mayaya, tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. That is what we read in the Gita. Only surrender to her, and that is what Baburam Maharaj learned. And from the second incident, name and fame, these two are the obstacles that put us spiritual aspirant down, so that I should never give away my mind to these things. These two incidents so molded Baburam Maharaj's life, that to come out from the clutches of Mahamaya, I need to surrender to her, and I never ever come under the clutches of Mahamaya. In order to escape from these obstacles, I need to surrender completely to the Divine Mother. After Sri Ramakrishna's Mahasamadhi, we know that these disciples, stayed together and absorbed in spiritual practices in Bharanagar monastery. So after some time, on the invitation of Baburam Maharaj's mother, Matangini, they all went to Anandpur. One night, in front of the Dhuni fire, whole night they sat for meditation and took the vow of renunciation. And after returning to Bharanagar, these disciples took formal sannyasa, performing Virza Homa. The leader of the group was Narendra, later Swami Vivekananda, gave Baburam the name Swami Premananda, meaning bliss of divine love. Remembering Sri Ramakrishna remark that Baburam was born as part of Sri Radha, the embodiment of divine love. After some time, he set out for pilgrimage. He and his mother Matangini visited Chennai, and from here, so they went to Rameshwaram. Then after spending some time in pilgrim places in contemplation, and he returned to Belur Math. By now Belur Math was established. Swami Vivekananda appointed Swami Premananda. He is one of the trustees of Ramakrishna Math and Mission, and appointed him as the manager of Belur Math. In fact, Swami Vivekananda took special care to train Swami Premananda to manage the Math affairs and how Sri Ramakrishna's ideas were to spread among the people. As a manager of Belur Math, he is very particular about these things. First thing, performing Sri Ramakrishna's worship. And the second thing is that helping the young men who came to Math, especially in the formation of character. And third thing, serving the devotees with prasadam and entertaining them with spiritual matters and talking about Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda. One incident tells how he was serving the devotees, whoever comes to Belur Math. Once a devotee from Chennai fell asleep on the veranda of second floor of the Math building, Belur Math building. So while going upstairs in the middle of the night, Baburam Maharaj noticed that there were so many mosquitoes on the devotee's body, and immediately he tied mosquito curtain and slowly started fanning him. When the man woke up, he was completely overwhelmed by his affectionate act. So that was the Premanandaji's love towards the devotees. And the monks who had witnessed Swami Premanandaji's worship when he was doing puja, his service in the shrine was so wonderful. It is a wonderful sight to see. Swami Bhagavadanandaji, he says, when he was standing and waving the lamp to the Sri Ramakrishna, one day I could see that in his place I could see only a divine form. That is what people used to witness. To whom he is worshipping is not a picture, it is a living presence of Sri Ramakrishna. That is what he used to advise the devotees. When you worship Sri Ramakrishna in pictures, you never ever think that is a picture. It is a living presence of Sri Ramakrishna. Bhavena labate sarvam. Bhavena devadarshinam. Bhavena labate jnanam. Tasmat bhavanulambanam. When you have a particular attitude towards God, you get knowledge, you get everything, you get even God realization. So therefore you need to adopt a particular attitude while worshipping the God. And in the training young monks, this is also unique. Swami Premananji used to say, true religion means the manifestation of perfection within. So Premananji used to insist that the perfection in every action, whether you cut vegetables, or you serve the poor, or you give lectures, or you do meditation, everywhere you need to bring the perfection. So his devotion to Holy Mother is also incomparable. I would like to quote a small incident, how much he was devoted to Holy Mother. Once he went to Vrindavan, spending some time in Radha Baba. He returned to Jairam Bhatti to offer his pranams to Holy Mother. One day, after his night meal, he was walking. He noticed many lotuses in bloom. So some desire developed that you should worship Holy Mother's lotus feet with these lotuses. Immediately next day, after his meditation, after the bath, he went to that pond to pick up those lotuses. And he picked up with his heartful content. While returning, he could see that, so many leeches, just they were clinging onto him. And he was covered with blood. When Holy Mother saw that, she was worried and told him that not to do this kind of things. But this incident, tells us that, how much he was devoted to Holy Mother. There are innumerable incidents to understand the greatness of Swami Premanandaji Maharaj, so there are 2-3 books available to read complete the life of Swami Premanandaji. One is God lived with them. So another is Swami Premananda, Love Incarnate, and Memoirs of a Loving Soul. So now I would like to say few teachings of Swami Premanandaji Maharaj. The first teaching is austerity means making the lips correspond with heart. That is what Sri Ramakrishna used to say. Man mukh ek karo. That means what we think in the heart, we need to speak. So that is the greatest tapasya also. And the second teaching of Swami Premanandaji is, if a pitcher has a hole in the bottom, water poured in it will flow out. Holes in a spiritual aspirant are worldly cravings. Holes can be repaired with hearing about God, meditation on Him, reading sacred books, worship and prayer. That is what we need to learn. Suppose an ordinary pitcher, has holes on the bottom. How much ever water you pour out, through these holes water goes down. In the same way, the spiritual aspirant, how much ever does the spiritual practices, but the worldly cravings are there. These worldly cravings are the holes. Through these holes, the spiritual practices will not bear any fruit. That is why what we need to do is, we need to increase our sadhana. The sadhana is, you need to more and more you need to hear about God and contemplate on God, and reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna like books, and worship and the prayer. And the third is, attachment is a bondage. Yet again, attachment opens the door to liberation to one who becomes attached to God. So you need not to attach to the worldly things, mundane things, but this attachment to God will open the doors of liberation. So detachment from the worldly objects and the attachment to the God. That is how we need to learn from the teachings of Swami Premanandaji Maharaj. First is, austerity means making the lips correspond with the heart. And the second thing is that the spiritual aspirant always should think and contemplate on God and worship and prayer and reading the sacred books. That is how he can come out of the worldly cravings. Thereby he'll be able to progress in the spiritual path. And so we need to reduce the attachment to the mundane world and develop the attachment to the Lord, so that attachment to the Lord will open up the liberation. So with this I conclude. So may the choicest blessings of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi, Swami Vivekananda and Swami Premananda be ever on all of us, is my earnest prayer to them. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhruta Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Sirasa Namami. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।